It's good to be here among some old friends and hopefully a lot of new. I know you've all heard the expression that the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is that good people do nothing. Well, I'm very grateful to be here today, even though there's a small group. No matter how small we are, if we keep looking out for the good, we can. A majority of one can prevail. 25 years ago, this week, there was a sea of blue surrounding Tompkins Square Park. The men in blue were doing their job. They carried with them things called nightsticks. And many of them, with those nightsticks, beat the daylights out of innocent, honest, good people who were struggling against the invasion of outsiders into the neighborhood. Those who wanted to drive out the working class, the good people of the neighborhood. The people who would like to call the Lower East Side the East Village. This is not the East Village, this is the Lower East Side, the long-time home of the working class, the long-time home of people who struggled through those long years, all the way back to longer than 25 years ago. There was a time when the cabs were too yellow to come across the park here. There was a time when only an armoured car would have the guts to be east of Avenue B. All of you are here know exactly what happened. Our neighborhood has been invaded, taken over by those who did not sow the seeds. They're reaping a harvest that many people worked and lived and died to keep. I ask any of you out here, any God-fearing, justice-loving people, to fight the oppression of the landlords who want to drive us out, the gentrifiers who want to destroy the neighborhood. And also remember, there is reverse discrimination going on in the neighborhood today. Let me give you an example. Back 35 years ago, a group of simple black, Hispanic, or ordinary working class Irish, Italian, German, Jewish kids would be out there doing nothing except staying out of the hot apartments. Cops would bulldoze up the street, arrest them, tell them to move on, or what. But now, with the double standard, and please do not misunderstand me, your upper middle class white trash are coming out from outside the city, coming in, invading our neighborhood, throwing their beer cans in front of our houses. What are the police doing about it? A big zero. Time has come for the people of the Lower East Side to continue the struggle to take back what belongs to us, the working class, ordinary people. It is not fair that a grandmother or abuela from Avenue B or from Avenue D should be pushed out to make way for a big condo. When I first came to this neighborhood more than 55 years ago, that big building over there, the Christadora, was a settlement house. The school beside it was lots of kids in the neighborhood. Today, what we have? Overpriced condos. I'd like to leave you with a thought. You're familiar with perhaps one of the greatest Americans that ever lived. I'm not talking about Washington or Lincoln or any of those. His name was Sitting Bull. And the great Sitting Bull used to hold his hand up like that and say, if we act as individual tribes, they will come along and they will cut us off finger by finger until they destroy us. But if we unite, irrespective of our individual differences, if we agree to disagree, but agree on essentials, we will make a mighty fist, and that fist will knock over any opposition that can possibly arise. I want to mention one other thing, finally, very briefly. A young man, well, now gone on, Yuri Karpilov was a famous artist. Yuri was beaten on the head by a man who called himself a cop. But now on the other side, there were the good cops that picked him up and rushed him off to be cured and helped. Several years ago, Yuri died. He wrote a book called Once